What's up, YouTube? Zandar the Legend here today with a Magic Origins booster box opening that's actually brought to you by my local game store, Metagames Unlimited. Whenever you stop in sometime, just tell them Zandar sent you and they will treat you right. I'm very excited. Oh man, Magic Origins, guys. It's the story of how all the Planeswalkers got started, and they start out as legendary creatures and they ignite their spark, and oh man, it's a fun set. The pre-release is fun. I'm excited to draft this set for a long time. So let's get right into it with our concrete knife and see what's waiting for us inside this first booster box of Magic Origins. Now I will say all the Magic boxes have Jace on them unless it's a fat pack. So that's kind of a disappointment, but whatever. What comes next? You can get Duels, the app, intro packs, clash pack, deck builders, fat packs, and booster packs. I will have exclusive videos already up for most of this content, but if not, you'll be seeing the rest of it shortly. It talks about 3 easy ways to do a successful booster draft. Pretty neat. Typically, this talks about Friday Night Magic, and they left it off there for once, right? I don't think I see it on there, so that's kind of different. Oh my goodness. 36 fresh packs of glory. Cards we're looking for is pretty much the Planeswalkers. Nissa is the most valuable card in this set currently. And we're also looking for Goblin Pile Drivers, Days Undoing, and Archangel of Tithes, I believe. As always, the very first pack will go over the anatomy of a booster pack, and after that they'll go a little bit quicker. This set indicator is right here, noted by black for a common. We're going to have 10 to 11 commons in a pack, sorry. And then we're going to have 3 uncommons noted by silver. First uncommon is a Sky Snare Spider, Call of the Full Moon, Gnarl Root Trapper, and it's always followed by a rare or mythic and then a possible foiled premium card. And in this case, we already get our first mythic of the box, which is a Pyromancer's Goggles. 5 uncolored. You can tap it and add 1 red to your mana pool. When that mana is spent to cast a red instant or sorcery spell, you can copy that spell, and you may choose new targets for the copy. I think it will be played, and I think it's pretty good. It's definitely not as powerful as some of the other mythics in the set, though. I saw an emblem token back there. Patron of the Valiant, Goblin Glory Chaser, which I'm not sure if he's going to see play or not yet. Dwayne's Elite, and our rare is Almaharet, the High Arbiter. 5 uncolored, double blue for 5/5 flying. When he enters the battlefield, each opponent reveals his or her hand. You choose the name of a non-land card revealed this way, and they cannot cast spells with the chosen name as long as he is in play. Oh, hey, and we got a foiled Claustrophobia, which is actually a pretty played card, so that's going to be kind of exciting. And we got a Thopter token. Moving right along, I feel like you pretty much have to pull a Nissa in your box to get your money back currently, but we'll see what can happen inside this box. You never know. Swift Reckoning is our first uncommon. Scab Goliath, Bounding Krasis, and Orbs of Warding. I'm not too impressed with this card. 5 uncolored. You have hexproof. If a creature deals damage to you, prevent 1 of that damage. I mean, yeah, it helps absorb a lot of the damage, but I just don't feel like it's that. I mean, being hexproof is really important, but I don't know. It's a high mana cost, and I don't know if the return is that great, honestly. Seismic Elemental is our first uncommon. Conclave Naturalist, Jademay Tomb, and Atlanta War Waste. Okay, this is one of the pain lands. They are back in this set. Really don't want to pull them because they've, most people already have a full play set of those by now. And an Elemental token. So I really don't want to see too many more pain lands, but most likely you're going to see 3 to 4 box, I bet. So we'll just kind of keep tracking this box and see what we end up with. Brawler's Plate, Acolyte of the Inferno, Summerwood Alpha, and there's our next mythic already on this, top of the right side of the box. Demonic Pack. I think this card will see some play once people get used to it. 2 uncolored, double black. At the beginning of your upkeep, choose 1 that has not been chosen. Demonic Pack deals 4 damage to target creature or player, and you gain 4 life. Target opponent discards 2 cards, draw 2 cards, and then eventually you lose the game. And we got a legendary creature token for Ashaya, and she's used with Nissa. So hopefully that's a good sign that we'll see a Nissa inside this box. I think the Demonic Pack is going to be a fun card to play with. Personally, I think I will use it. Give her Aether Grid, Blood Cursed Knight, Turn to Frog, and a Molten Vortex. 1 red. Enchantment, you can do red and discard a land card. It deals 2 damage to target creature or player. Not sure how powerful that's going to be yet. You have to do some play testing with that one. Prism Ring, I like this card. I don't know how much it's going to be used actually in Standard, but Consecrated by Blood, Thopter Engineer, in Anissa's Revelation, 5 uncolored, double green, scry 5, and then reveal the top card of your library. If it's a creature card, you draw cards equal to its power, and you gain life equal to its toughness. And our next foil here is going to be a Charging Griffin. I don't know. I don't think Nissa's Revelation will see play. Unless I'm missing something with it, I don't think so. Warhorn, Goldforge Sentinel, Malachor Coldblade, and here we go. This is a pretty good one. Harbinger of the Tides, double blue for a 2/2. You can cast it as though it had flash if you pay 2 uncolored more to cast it. When it enters the battlefield, you may return target tap creature and opponent controls to the owner's hand. I think a playset of those is going to be very viable, and he might actually see play in Modern Merfolk, so... And who knows, maybe Merfolk will make a comeback, because we do have some Merfolk cards in here. They're really interested in Tribal again, it looks like. Mage Ring Network, Sylvian Messenger, Dwayne's Elite, and our rare is a Tainted Remedy, 2 uncolored and a black. If opponent would gain life, that player loses that much life instead. And a Thopter token. So I'm curious to see how many Mythics we're going to get in this box. I'm assuming 4, possibly 5, and we've already seen 2 of them. Psychic Rebuttal, Zendikar's Royal, Possessed Scab, and Evolutionary Elite. Now, this is the card people think this is going to really be something. 1 uncolored and a green. You can pay a green and sacrifice a creature. Reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a creature card. Put that card into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in any random order. In a random order. I don't know about that. Elf Warrior token, which just looks awesome now. Cruel Revival, Chief of the Foundry, Sentinel of the Eternal Watch, and a Mana Gorger Hydra. This is one of my speculated cards for the set. I really feel this card's going to go up in value. 2 uncolored and a green for a 1/1 with Trample. Whenever a player casts a spell, put a +1/+1 counter on the Hydra. I don't even want to get started with this guy in Hardened Skills. I think he's a bomb. I think we're going to see a lot of them. And I think there'll be decks built completely around him, even for Standard. I'm excited to play test with him and play that in my local Friday Night Magic and see how it does. Georgia Invocation, Blight Massacre. I mean, if you're running Elves, this is just really strong. Valorian Wardens, and a Hangerback Walker. This is one of the cards predicted to be like one of the known cards of the set. It's double X, and it's 0/0. It enters the battlefield with X +1/+1 counters on it. When it dies, put 1/1 colorless Thopter artifact creature token with flying onto the battlefield for each +1/+1 counter on the Walker. You can also pay 1 uncolored and tap it to put another counter on there. Yeah, I mean, it's got potential, that's for sure. If it gets a +1/+1 counter, Hardened Skills will technically work with that, and that could be really good. You can definitely just sacrifice him and attack all air at the end just to win the game. Tormented Thoughts, Hydrolash, Enthralling Victor, pretty cool card. And Priest of the Bloodrite, 3 uncolored, double black for a 2/2 human cleric. When it enters the battlefield, put a 5/5 black demon creature with token with flying onto the battlefield. At the beginning of your upkeep, you lose 2 life. So you kind of want to get rid of him as quick as possible, but keep the demon. And there's the Knight token. Moving right along, Swift Reckoning, Scab Goliath, Anchor to the Aether, and Infinite Obliteration. I really like this card. I think this is going to see play in sideboards quite a bit. Uncolored, double black, my goodness. Sorcery, name a creature card. Search target opponent's graveyard, hand, library, and any number of the cards with that name, exile them. Then player shuffles his or her library. So basically, it gets rid of Ojutai out of Esper Dragons. And it can do more work than that as well. Thopter. Token. But if you know they're running a card that's really hard to deal with, you just sideboard that in. Hopefully you get it, and then you can really prevent them from playing that card completely. Sky Snare Spider, Rune Servitor, Knightly Valor, and a Despoiler of Souls. Double black for a 3/1. It can't block. For double black, exile 2 other creature cards from your graveyard. Return the souls from your graveyard to the battlefield. I don't feel like that card's anything special. Seismic Elemental, Call of the Full Moon, Rogue's Passage, and a Sigil of the Empty Throne. 3 uncolored, double white. Whenever you cast an enchantment spell, put a 4/4 white angel creature token with flying onto the battlefield. And the new Goblin token, which, I'm not digging it. I'm a big Dragons of Tarkir goblins. I like their little snowy, fun-looking guys. Erosius Champion, Necromantic Summons, War Oracle, and Sword of the Animist. Okay, I love this card. It's actually like $3 or $4 right now. 2 uncolored, equip for 2. Equipped creature gets +1/+1, but more importantly, whenever it attacks, no matter what it hits, you search your library for a basic land card, put it on the battlefield top, then shuffle your library. This game won me that card won me multiple games at the pre-release event. And man, if you get it out, I just feel like it's almost impossible to lose because you get so far ahead on the mana curve. But really just depends your deck and what you're playing. Great card for if you're running Nissa with elves. Magmatic Insight, Anointer of Champions, Undercity Troll, and Graveblade Marauder. Not sure what to think about this guy yet as well. 2 uncolored and a black. For a 1/4, he's got a big butt and Death Touch. Whenever the Marauder deals combat damage to a player, that player loses life equal to the number of creature cards in your graveyard. Could definitely be a strategy around that. Could definitely be good. I think we'll see people running that in a deck. Also being a warrior helps him out as well. Murder Investigation, Foundry of the Consuls, Justian Thief, and what? That's weird. We got a Hydrolash, but that's should have been our 3rd uncommon. And, well, that makes up for it right there. Kytheon, the Hero of Akros, is our rare, or actually mythic in this pack. 1 white for a 2/1. At the end of combat, if Kytheon the Hero attacked, and at least 2 other creatures attack this combat, exile him and return him to the battlefield, transform under his owner's control. Also for 3 mana, though, he gains indestructible until end of turn. He does turn into Gideon Battleforged. +2, up to 1 target creature an opponent controls attacks Gideon Battleforged during its controller's next turn if able. +1, until your next turn, target creature gains indestructible and untap that creature. Or for 0, until end of turn, Gideon Battleforged becomes a 4/4 human soldier creature with indestructible that's still a planeswalker. Prevent all damage that be dealt to him this turn. He is extremely deadly. And he is definitely getting a sleeve, as the Planeswalkers are some of the main money cards of the set. So excited to see at least one Planeswalker in this box, really going for another one. And if we're going to go for another one, it needs to be Nissa. Or I'll take a Liliana as well. Warhorn, Angel's Tomb, Sigiled Starfish. There is a rare we were looking for. Goblin Pile Driver. I want a full play set of these. It's not going to happen in this box, but it will happen before the weekend's over. 1 uncolored and a red for a 1/2. Protection from blue. Whenever he attacks, he gets +2/+0 until end of turn for each other attacking goblin. He's insane. People are going to want to play the heck out of him. And you know what? He's getting a sleeve because Pile Driver is only going up, especially by Rabblemaster still in Standard. And he's going to see Modern play. I mean, that card right there, whoo, it's ridiculous. If there's a foil you want to get, it's a Planeswalker or him, let me tell you. Magmatic Insight, Goldforged Sentinel, Blessed Spirits, and Honored Hierarch. I've talked about this card quite a bit in other videos, but he's a green for a 1/1. He has Renown 1. If he is Renowned, he has Vigilance, and he can also tap for 1 mana to any color to your pool. He's not a Noble Hierarch. He's not going to be a Noble Hierarch, and I don't know. Some people think he's going to be great. I don't feel like it. I had no luck with him in my pre-release. I never got to get mana from him, so we'll just see how it goes. Ravaging Blaze, Citadel Castellan, Malukar Coldblade, and Hixus the Prison Warden. 3 uncolored and double white, 4/4 with flash. Whenever a creature deals combat damage to you, if the Prison Warden entered the battlefield this turn, exile that creature until Hixus Warden leaves the battlefield. You know, the nice thing about this card is everybody thought he wouldn't be good because of the damage you're taking. But the way I see him getting played in duels is if he comes in and exile those creatures, they don't do the damage to you. So you get to avoid all the damage that turn. So it actually makes him into a pretty solid card. And a really good contender. Even for white weenies, you'd throw 1 or 2 of those in the back just to protect yourself from an aggro deck. Sphinx Tutelage, Mill could be a thing again just because of that card. Knightly Valor, Blightcaster, and a Relic Seeker. This is the buy box promo. 1 uncolored and a white for 2/2. He has Renown 1. When he becomes renowned, you may search your library for an equipment card, reveal it, and put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. Obviously very, very strong if you're running equipment that you need in your deck. I think he might potentially be able to see Modern play, just for the fact that he can really search through everything and get it out, while you're getting a creature that's technically almost a 3/3 on the board. Whirler Rogue, Shadows of the Past, Ram Ruler, and Talent of the Telepath is our rare. 2 uncolored, double blue for sorcery. Target opponent reveals the top 7 cards of his or her library. You may cast an instant or sorcery card from among them without paying for its mana cost. Then that player puts the rest of it into his or her graveyard. Also has Spell Mastery. If there are 2 or more instant or sorcery cards in your graveyard, you may cast up to 2 revealed instant or sorcery spells instead of just 1. I think that card's got potential. I think it's got some serious potential. Going into our last stack, we're done with about 24 packs now. And on to the last 12. Zandar Incarnate, Sylvian Messenger, Scarlet Giant, and Tragic Arrogance. This is one of the other known cards, quote-unquote, what they say for the set. 3 uncolored, double white for a sorcery. For each player, you choose among them permanents that player controls, an artifact, a creature, an enchantment, and a planeswalker. Then each player sacrifices all other non-land permanents he or she controls. It's removal, but I don't feel like it's strong or good removal, so we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Can we pull at least one more mythic? That's the question. Shadows of the Past, Reclusive Artificer, Shaman of the Pact, and a Gideon's Phalanx. This card won me several pre-releases. 5 uncolored, double white. Put 4 2/2 white knight creature tokens with vigilance onto the battlefield. For spell mastery, if there are 2 or more instant or sorcery cards in your graveyard, creatures you control gain indestructible as well until end of turn. That is just a deadly instant. And I don't know, maybe there will be a Nissa. If the tokens could talk. They're saying Nissa, Nissa. Or maybe it's just me really wanting one. Sigil of Valor, Goblin Glory Chaser, Consul's Lieutenant, and a Scab Clan Berserker. I'm pretty sure I talked about, we pulled one earlier in the video, but 1 uncolored, double red for 2/2 haste and renown 1. If he is renowned, or she, my bad, she deals 2 damage to that player. She's kind of like an Eidolon of Great Reveal. We should have one more mythic in this box, theoretically. And we should still have a foil rare, I think. So, I don't know, maybe the left and the right sides are really the sides to go with. Gather the Pact, Sumbard Alpha, Ram Roller, and there's our another mythic, Avaricious. Oh my gosh, I'm getting tired. Avaricious Dragon, 2 uncolored, double red for 4/4 flying. At the beginning of your draw step, draw an additional card. At the beginning of your end step, you have to discard your entire hand. We also got a Premium Disperse foil card. I think the Dragon could see Modern play. He's really good for burn. He's hard to deal with being a 4/4 flyer. He gives us card advantage, even though we do have to toss our hand. Brawler's Plate, Totem Guide, Thunderclap Wyvern, and a Gilt Leaf Win of War. 3 uncolored, double black for 4/3. It's a menace. When it enters the battlefield, you may destroy target non-elf creature whose power and toughness are not equal. Really good card. And a zombie token. Guys, this is a great time. Hit subscribe or like on the video. Share it with a friend. It really helps keep the channel going, and it helps us keep doing exclusive content with new stuff that comes out, like Magic Origins. And also just leave me a comment down below. I love to talk to you guys, let you know what you think about the cards we opened. If you think some are bigger and better than what I thought, or if you think they're complete trash, let me know down there and I will get back with you. Valor of Akros, Throwing Knife, Blightcaster, and a Herald of the Pantheon, 1 uncolored and a green for a 2/2 Centaur Shaman. Enchantment spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Whenever you cast an enchantment spell, you gain 1 life. And wow, there's our foil premium. It's a pretty good one. It's no Goblin Pile Driver, but I'll take a Harbinger of the Tides. I mean, I think he's going to see play, and I think he's going to be in Modern. And if that's right, a foiled one is just wow. So we could still pull a foil mythic, possibly, and another mythic, but most likely I think we're done with the box now at this point. If not, it'll be a true surprise. Clash of Wills, obviously this is a pretty rare uncommon. People are going to run 4 of this. It's great removal, or great counterspell. Fiery Conclusion, that's another rare one too. Revenant, Majoring Responser, 7 uncolored for a 7/7. Responder doesn't untap during your untap step. However, you pay 7 to untap them. Whenever the Majoring Responder attacks, it deals 7 damage to target creature the defending player controls as well. Ooh, we're getting down to the nitty-gritty here. Elemental Bond, Meteorite, Fleshbag Marauder, and Knight of the White Orchid. There we go. It's another great card, especially for like a white weenies deck. 2 double white for a 2/2 first strike. When it enters the battlefield and if opponent controls more lands than you, you may search your library for a plains card, put it on the battlefield, then shuffle your library. This card's great for 2 things. First off, if you're not on the draw, you can play him and then play your land to get back ahead. Or more importantly, if you're falling down late game, he only gets you more land advantage. Great card. He's not legendary. Definitely a 2, a 3, or 4 of, depending on what type of deck you're running. All right. Gather the Pact, Towergeist, Valorian Wardens, and a Displacement Wave. X and double blue. Return all non-land permanents with converted mana cost X or less to their owner's hands. It's kind of like Ugin's Ultimate, really. But no Ugin. 2 packs remaining in this one. Majoring Network, Anointer of Champions, Reclusive Artificer, and Gaia's Revenge. 5 uncolored double green for an 8/5. It can't be countered. It has haste. It can't be the target of non-green spells or abilities from non-green sources. Hello, forget Esper Dragons. Just play some of those. All right. Can we make one more mythic happen or something amazing? Let's see. Valor and Akros, Consul's Lieutenant, Thopter Engineer, and Jace's Sanctum. 3 uncolored and a blue. Instant and sorcery spells cost 1 less for you to cast. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, you can scry 1. And we got a Titan Strength premium card. Now, always remember, guys, you can't play Magic at Walmart or Target or many of those other stores, so try to spend your money at your local game store. They really appreciate it. It's good for the community. It helps everything going. And more importantly, if you happen to be around the Springfield, Missouri area, stop into Metagames, and I would be happy to play against you depending on the night. Arosa's Champion, Blazing Hellhound, Foundry of the Consuls, and actually, I'm not even mad because we only pulled 2 of these lands in the entire box, and I feel like that's really good. It's Yavimaya Coast. It's green or blue if you deal 1 damage to yourself, otherwise it's just 1 uncolored. And that is it for the box, guys. We'll do a rare roundup really quick since people have not seen very much of Origins still, and kind of give you an idea of what you're going to see in the box. Yavimaya Coast, Gaia's Revenge, Knight of the White Orchid, Majoring Responder, Herald of the Pantheon, Guiltleaf Winnower, a Viserious Dragon, Scab Clan Berserker, Gideon's Phalanx, Tragic Arrogance, Talent of the Telepath, Relic Seeker, Ixis Prime Prison Warden, Honored Hierarch, Grave Blade Marauder, Sword of the Animalist, Sigil of the Empty Throne, Despoiler of Souls, Infinite Obliteration, Priest of the Bloodrite, Hanger Back Walker, Mana Gorger Hydra, Evolutionary Leap, Tainted Remedy, Harbinger of the Tides, Nissa's Revelation, Molten Vortex, Demonic Pack, Llanowar Waste, Orbs of Warding, Almaharet the High Arbiter, Pyromancer's Goggles, Foiled Harbinger of the Tides, Goblin Pile Driver, and last but certainly not least, Kytheon the Hero of Akros, Gideon the Battle Forged. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day. Enjoy opening your Magic Origins. And most importantly, keep playing Magic. And hopefully I'll see you at F&M. Yeah. Bye.